There is a shape so simple a child can draw it. 6 faces, 12 edges, 8 corners. A cube. Now make it 400 meters on every side, taller than the Empire State Building, wider than it is tall. A solid wall of geometry, not reaching for the sky the way towers do, just occupying it, claiming it. That is the Mukaab. And nothing like it has ever been attempted in the history of construction. Inside this cube, an entire city, 20 Empire State Buildings worth of space, homes, hotels, offices, restaurants, a ziggurat, a great stepped tower, rising over 300 meters through the hollow core, all wrapped in the largest holographic display ever conceived. Walk in, and the walls dissolve. You're on the surface of Mars. You're beneath the ocean. You're somewhere that doesn't exist, except in here. The project's CEO stood up at a conference last December and said, "When you enter Mukaab, you enter another world." Then he paused and added, "Trying to solve for something that doesn't exist today? That's quite challenging." Quite challenging. That, it turned out, was an understatement. The day Saudi Arabia announced the Mukaab, it broke the internet. But not just for the reasons you'd expect. The word Mukaab is Arabic for cube. And in Arabic, cube and Kaaba share the same root. The Kaaba, the black stone structure at the heart of the Grand Mosque in Mecca, is the holiest site in Islam. Every Muslim on earth prays toward it. Every year, millions of pilgrims walk around it. It is the original cube, the sacred cube. And now, in Riyadh, someone was proposing to build one 400 meters high. The reaction was instant. "Is he building his own Kaaba?" one prominent critic wrote. "A new Kaaba of entertainment." Another called it a deliberate affront. The Saudi government said the design was inspired by the Murabba Palace, a historic square building in Old Riyadh, and the traditional Najdi architectural style of Central Arabia. Nothing to do with the Kaaba. And in Riyadh itself, many agreed. Cubic buildings are common across Arabia. The controversy, some said, was manufactured outrage. But the debate captured something real. This project was not arriving quietly. It was arriving as a provocation, a statement, a shape chosen for its power. Whatever it means to whoever is looking at it, a cube is not an accident. Set the controversy aside. Look at the physics. A conventional skyscraper is essentially a very tall spine. A central concrete core carries the load. Floors extend outward like branches, and the whole thing tapers as it rises, working with the forces of gravity, not against them. A 400-meter cube does none of that. The roof spans 400 meters without a single intermediate column. Because the moment you put a column in the middle of the Mukaab, you cut through the interior world they're trying to create. The engineers have to hold 400 meters of roof over nothing. That span has never been achieved, anywhere, by anyone. Then there's wind. A tapered tower slices through air. A flat-sided cube catches it. 400 meters of flat surface on every face, at altitude, in the Saudi desert where winds can hit extreme speeds. The structural forces are unlike anything in the textbooks. And the holographic system, the screens that would cover every interior surface, that technology does not exist in production form at this scale. They are not planning to build with today's engineering. They are betting on tools not yet invented, deployed at a scale never tested. The project's own CEO said so out loud. That is either courage or something else entirely. In January this year, a single number came out that reframed everything. The Mukaab has a budget of $50 billion. As of January 2026, the amount actually contracted, actually committed to real work, was 100 million. 100 million. of 50 billion, 0.2%. Reuters broke the story. Construction had been suspended. The excavation, 10 million cubic meters of earth moved, 900 workers, a temporary bridge built just to keep supply lines open. All of that was done. And then it stopped. The completion date moved from 2030 to 2040. Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund had just recorded an $8 billion write-down on giga-project investments. Oil prices were below the level the kingdom needs to fund its ambitions. And the question the government had been avoiding finally had to be answered. Which of these dreams gets built first? The Mukaab was not cancelled. It was paused. There's a difference. Whether that difference matters, only 2040 will tell. Here is what still stands. As of today, the excavation is done. The foundations are partially laid. The surrounding New Murabba district, 400,000 residents, its own university, its own metro system, is still being built. Riyadh is still growing. And somewhere inside the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the drawings for the Mukaab still exist. What makes this project different from every other suspended mega-project is the shape. The Mukaab is named exactly what it is. A cube, not a dream, not a vision, a geometric fact, 400 meters on every side, waiting to become physical. The Kaaba has stood for over 1,000 years. The simple power of a cube in a desert is not something any culture forgot. Whether the Mukaab ever rises, whether the holographic worlds ever flicker to life inside those 400 meters, the shape has already done something. It made the world look at a cube and wonder what was possible. That is not nothing. And in a desert that has surprised the world before, it may not be finished. The Mukaab is one of those projects that stays with you, not because it was built, because of what it asked. How big can a single building be? How far can engineering stretch before it breaks? And what does it mean when a country bets its future on a shape? Those are the questions Titan Projects is here for. If you want to see what else humanity is attempting, subscribe. Every build on this channel is a story worth knowing.